Golden light pours out of the Marlowe, spilling onto the frozen Portland sidewalk. Inside, the winter night presses against the glass, but the restaurant glows. I stand up in my mezzanine office and watch the last dinner guests from above. The place hums soft voices, the clink of crystal, someone laughing too loud. I drag my finger down today's receipts, doing the math in my head. Not bad for a Wednesday in January. 5 years of sweat and stubbornness, and finally the place is thriving. My eyes flick up to the security monitor. Table 5 looks ready to pay. Table 12 is waiting for dessert. I reach for the intercom to nudge the staff, then the office door slams open. Nina stands there, cheeks red, a few strands of dark hair escaping her bun. She's only 22, just started a month ago, but she's usually steady as they come. Not tonight. Miss Cashin, she blurts out, breathless. There's a group at the front. They're demanding a table. They say they know you personally. I straighten. Describe them. 5 women. The one in charge has platinum blonde hair, green dress, says she's family. My stomach knots. I don't need to check the reservation book. We're packed. I zoom in the entrance camera. There she is, blonde, loud, waving her hands, emerald designer dress flashing. My sister. That's my sister, I say, keeping it flat. Nina's shoulders drop, just a little. Should I find them a table? There, making a scene. No. Tell them we're full, same as any walk-in. I meet her eyes. If they push, say you'll check if I can arrange something, but make it clear we're booked. She nods, turns to go, then stops. Your sister's being insistent. I force a smile. Handle it like any other difficult guest. She leaves. I zoom in again on the front door. Bianca stands there, one hip popped, flipping her hair, talking too loud. Even without sound, I can tell. The people near her glance over. I turn up the monitor. We're close personal friends with the owner, Bianca declares, not really to anyone, but making sure everyone hears. Leona would be horrified to know we're being kept waiting. Nina steps up, all business. I'm sorry, ma'am, but as I mentioned, all our tables are reserved tonight. Bianca's face turns icy. Do you know who I am? I could get you fired in a heartbeat. One of her friends, a redhead squeezed into a silver dress, sneers at Nina. Is this like your career high? Waitressing while in college? She looks Nina up and down. How adorable. The memory stings. My 17th birthday, Grandma and Grandpa closed the old bistro early for me. Back then, Bianca was 15, already using her looks like a weapon. She knocked my birthday cake to the floor when the spotlight wasn't on her. You're just the help, she'd hissed later. That's all you'll ever be. 3 years later, Grandma and Grandpa were gone. Our parents moved to Florida, left the floundering bistro to me, and gave Bianca money for college, money she mostly spent on ski trips and sorority parties. I spent 5 years gutting and rebuilding this place, turning it into something worthy of our grandparents' names. Bianca just coasted, living on charm and handouts. And now she's here, threatening my staff. I press the intercom. Nina, this is Leona. Seat that party at VIP table 7. I pause. And get a credit card and ID from Ms. Marlowe to hold the reservation. I see Nina's surprise flicker on the monitor. Table 7 is the best spot in the house, booked months ahead. No prices on the menu because nobody who sits there needs to ask. When Nina relays the message, Bianca squeals. Her friends scoop up their designer bags, and they strut past the waiting crowd, smug as hell. I grab the kitchen phone. Silas, it's Leona. That party at table 7? Give them everything, our best, every premium ingredient we've got. I watch them walk through the room. Bianca's already got her phone out, showing off like she's won some prize. Fine. Let her have the whole VIP show. I allow myself a small, private smile as I watch them settle in, light from the custom fixtures making the glassware sparkle. Bianca raises her glass. Her friends lean in, laughing, and for a moment, the night feels just a little warmer. This table used to mean something. My grandparents taught me here that good food, served with a bit of pride, could actually change a person's life. I learned every job in a restaurant mattered. I promised my grandfather, right here, that I'd keep their dream going. Now, though, It's Bianca's trap. She just hasn't figured it out yet. I pull my blazer straight and glance at the monitor as the first round of drinks lands at their table. The night's barely started. Bianca's group has been camped out at table 7 for 3 hours, laughing louder with every round, top-shelf cocktails, naturally. I left the kitchen nothing to guess at: Japanese A5 Wagyu, Alaskan king crab, black truffles shaved right at the table. For dessert, a chocolate soufflé with edible gold flakes, pricier than most people's whole dinner. Nina doesn't miss a beat. She refills crystal glasses with $400 champagne, logs every order on a bill that keeps growing. Then Silas pops up at my office door, apron still on, hands wiped clean. Ms. Cashin? Table 7's done with dessert. Should we offer after-dinner drinks? No, I say, standing up and smoothing my blouse. Let's end their night. On the monitor, I watch Nina approach with the leather folio. Inside, a check for $6,880.25, down to the penny. Bianca's reaction doesn't disappoint: shock, then outrage, her lipstick-perfect mouth hanging open. She snaps the folio shut. There must be some mistake, Bianca says, loud enough for the whole room to hear. I was invited tonight. My sister owns this place. Her friends start to look uncomfortable, like the alcohol haze is lifting and reality's crashing in. Their Instagram posts, all those stories celebrating girls' night out, look a little premature now. Leona said we'd be taken care of. Bianca's voice jumps an octave. Her face turns red under her makeup, just like when we were kids and she got caught lying. This is ridiculous. Other diners turn to watch. Forks hover halfway to mouths. 5 years of building this place into something special, and it could all unravel tonight. But Nina? She doesn't even blink. Ma'am, the first 2 rounds were comped, as Ms. Cashin instructed, Nina says, voice calm and professional. If you know the owner, you're welcome to call her directly for confirmation. Bianca glances at her friends. The redhead who mocked Nina earlier is suddenly fascinated by her napkin. Another scrolls through her phone, probably checking her bank account. I leave the monitor, slip on my black blazer, the one I save for big moments. The fabric feels like armor. Bianca stands up so fast she nearly tips her water. I need the restroom, she announces, grabbing her phone. Her friends just stare, worried, as she marches off. 5 minutes later, she's back, jaw tight. She waves Nina over, phone in hand. Look, she says, scrolling through a text conversation. Leona C., owner of the Marlowe. She points at a message, so excited to host you and the girls tonight. My treat. From the mezzanine it's obvious, a fake, whipped up in the bathroom stall. Nina examines the screen. Her face doesn't change. I'm sorry, ma'am, but I need direct confirmation from Ms. Cashin. Restaurant policy. Bianca's mask slips. Her shoulders sag, but then she snaps back, glancing at her friends, who now look more embarrassed than anything. The check sits there, $6,880.25, and nobody's paying. I'm calling my sister right now, Bianca hisses, jabbing at her phone. My cell vibrates in my pocket. I let it ring, watching her squirm below. For rings. She hangs up. She's not answering, Bianca snaps. Perhaps she's busy running the restaurant, Nina says, her tone polite, but you can hear the edge. All around them, my staff keeps doing their jobs. Luis drops off wine at table 12, doesn't even glance at the drama. Anya recites the specials for new guests like nothing's wrong, even though Bianca's meltdown is echoing across the room. My team is with me, holding the line. I step out of my office and pause at the top of the stairs. For a second, the whole restaurant feels like it's holding its breath. Bianca notices me coming, her eyes flicking up, alert. The walkover feels endless, each step heavy, deliberate. By the time I reach table 7, her whole face has changed. She's not angry anymore, now she just looks scared. Her friends stare at anything but me. I introduce myself, Leona Cashin, the owner. My voice is soft, but it cuts through the room. I don't remember inviting anyone for a free meal tonight. Bianca blushes, then goes almost ghost white in seconds. She keeps glancing between her friends and me, desperate for someone to back her up. No one does. I was just kidding, Lee, she tries, voice shaky, eyes swimming with tears. I just wanted my friends to have a special night, you know? A joke stops being funny at some point, Bianca, I say, making sure my tone stays flat. Tonight, that point is now. I nod to Nina, who's already there with the credit card terminal. Charge the full bill, minus the 2 free rounds. Bianca fumbles for her phone, hands shaking. She tries calling our parents, but gets voicemail. Dad's probably on the boat. Mom's at her gallery opening. I know their routines better than Bianca ever will. Her friends scramble, designer bags popping open, credit cards tossed onto the table like white flags. One girl whispers about her credit limit. Another mutters something about her car payment. The weight of their choices sinks in, thick and suffocating. Nina moves through the payments quietly, calm as ever. She finishes, meets my eyes, and gives a small, professional nod. Your bill's been settled, she tells Bianca. Thank you for dining at the Marlowe tonight. Silence falls. There's so much Bianca wants to say, I can see it, but tonight she keeps her mouth shut. She grabs her purse and just leaves, her friends trailing after her. I don't move until the front doors shut behind them, letting in a sharp gust of January air. Then the restaurant exhales, soft voices pick up again, the clink of silverware, servers weaving between tables like nothing happened. The storm's passed, but the air still vibrates with the lesson I just handed down. Nina brings me the receipts. Anything else, Miss Cashin? I shake my head, eyes drifting back to the empty chairs at table 7. You handled that perfectly. For once, I didn't back down from Bianca's entitlement. It cost me family peace traded for professional integrity. But as I walk back to my office, I know I made the right call. Respect isn't a birthright. You earn it, one hard lesson at a time. Bianca got hers tonight, and it wasn't cheap. Then I hear heavy footsteps, the kind that announce trouble before you even see it. The front door nearly bangs off its hinges. My father's here, and he's furious. 4 days have crawled by since Bianca's meltdown. 4 days of silence from my family. Now here comes the reckoning. I straighten the papers on my desk, take a breath, and watch Dad storm through the dining room on the security feed. Customers look up, sensing the tension rolling off him. Nina steps in, tries to slow him down. Sir, do you have a reservation? I'm here to see my daughter, he snaps, not breaking stride. Leona. I walk out and lean against the mezzanine railing. Dad, it's the middle of lunch service. Now, Leona. His voice booms through the restaurant. I nod at Nina, head down the stairs, and lead him to a quiet corner. Before I can sit, he slams his hand on the table, the silverware rattling. What the hell were you thinking? Publicly humiliating your sister? Making her pay for a meal that costs more than some people's mortgage? I keep my voice even. I didn't force Bianca to do anything. She showed up uninvited, claimed she was my guest, threatened my staff, and ordered the most expensive things on the menu. She's your sister. Now he's hissing, aware of the audience. Family looks out for family, Leona. You don't throw them to the wolves. And my staff? I shoot back. Don't they deserve protection from Bianca's tantrums? From her threats to get them fired? He waves me off. They work in service. Dealing with difficult customers is part of the job. They work for me, I say. And no one, family included, gets to abuse them. This isn't about your waitress. It's about loyalty. Your sister was humiliated. Her friends had to bail her out. You've damaged her reputation. I pause, just for a second, thinking through my next move. Then I get up. Come with me, I say. I don't wait to see if he's coming. I just head up the stairs to my office. His footsteps trail behind, slow and unsure. Inside, I shut the door and flip open my laptop. He frowns. What's this? His anger's faded, replaced by confusion. Evidence, I tell him, turning the screen so he can see. I hit play. The security footage is sharp, maybe too sharp. There's Bianca and her friends, strolling into the restaurant like they own the place. The audio picks up every word, no hiding from it. We're close friends with the owner. That's Bianca's voice, clear as day. I skip ahead, landing right on the moment with Nina. Do you know who I am? I can get you fired in a heartbeat. Bianca's face twists. Is this, like, your career high? Waitressing while in college? How adorable. Her friend's voice drips with sarcasm, nastier somehow through the speakers. I jump to their meal. Bianca orders another round, declaring they should go wild because her sister's footing the bill. The table's laughing as they pile on dishes, joking about the ridiculous prices they won't need to worry about. Then the check arrives. Bianca's caught off guard, cheeks flushed as she fumbles for excuses. She flashes her phone, showing off a fake chat screen, insisting I'd invited her. My father stares, speechless. When the footage ends, he sinks into the chair across from me, stunned. For a while, he doesn't say anything. Then, finally, I was wrong. The words hang there. I wait. He says it again, voice rough. Not just about tonight. I was wrong to let my youngest think she could talk her way out of everything, like connections could fix it all. I close the laptop gently. This isn't about punishing Bianca, Dad. It's about consequences. She's 26. It's time she learns actions have consequences. He nods slow, running a hand through his silver hair. Your grandparents would be proud of what you've built here, Leona. I see that now. Through the glass in my office door, I spot Bianca at the top of the stairs. Her eyes are red, and that usual self-assurance is gone. She waits for our father, and when he steps out, she follows him, head down. She doesn't look back. Downstairs, the restaurant keeps moving, business as usual. My staff has been steady all night, unfazed by family drama. Customers keep chatting, oblivious to everything. Across the dining room, Nina catches my eye and gives a small, respectful nod. I never asked my staff to pick sides. I just asked them to keep our standards high, and they did better than I ever expected. Weeks pass. The restaurant doesn't just survive the drama, it thrives. Valentine's Day reservations come pouring in. Our regulars keep coming back, and new faces show up, drawn in by the good buzz. By the 1st of March, the place is packed with couples and celebration parties. I stand by my office window, watching the dining room hum with laughter and clinking glasses. Table 7 hosts a famous novelist and her publisher, all smiles, no drama, just people enjoying what we've built. Behind my desk, a simple black frame hangs on the wall, the receipt for $6,880.25. My own handwriting underneath. No job is beneath anyone, only a person lacks respect. I smile, just a little. That lesson cost Bianca a lot, but she needed it. For me, it meant the end of endless second chances, the start of something better. The next morning, I call Nina in. I want to offer you a full-time position, I tell her. The way you handled my sister and everything since has been outstanding. Her eyes go wide. Thank you, Ms. Cashin. I don't even know what to say. Say yes, I reply, grinning. And expect a bonus in your next paycheck. You've earned it. She leaves, grateful, and I realize I'm building something more than just professional boundaries. I'm laying the groundwork for the kind of family we should actually be: mutual respect, accountability, clear expectations. I still call my parents every week. Still ask about Bianca, though they're pretty tight-lipped these days. I'm not cutting ties. I'm just asking for respect. That's the difference. 2 months go by. The restaurant keeps humming. April brings the spring crowd, business people for meetings. Things settle into a rhythm, the Bianca incident fading into just a lesson, not a wound. One quiet Tuesday, I'm in my office, buried in invoices, when there's a soft knock at the door. Not Nina's brisk tap, this one's hesitant, almost sorry. Come in, I call out. The door creaks open. Bianca stands in my doorway, and for a second, I barely recognize her. The usual high-end look is gone, now it's just dark jeans, a simple gray sweater. No makeup. Hair in a ponytail, no fuss. Hi, Leo, she says, soft, using my old nickname. My eyes flick to the framed receipt on the wall. Without thinking, I open my desk drawer and tuck it away. Hello, Bianca, I say. My voice is neutral, not warm, but not cold either. What brings you here? She steps in, shuts the door behind her. There's something different about her eyes. Humility, maybe? I've never seen that in her before. I was hoping we could talk, she says. There's a real possibility she's changed, and it just hangs there between us. Bianca sits down, folding her hands tightly in her lap. The silence feels heavy. I remember her drunken tantrum, her threats to my staff, that humiliating scene she made. She's quiet for a long time. Finally, she says, "I don't know how to start," eyes down at her hands. "Usually the beginning works," I say, leaning back. She takes a breath. "I'm sorry, Leona. Really sorry. Not just for what happened here, but—" She stops, fighting for words. "For how I've treated you for years. For thinking I was above everyone. For threatening your employee." I watch her, looking for the old tricks, fake tears, the practiced apologies, but I don't see any of it. She's raw. "What happened after Dad left that night?" I ask, keeping my face blank. "They cut me off." She gives a little laugh, but there's nothing funny in it. "Not just money, they wouldn't even take my calls for a month." She looks up, meets my eyes. "Dad showed Mom the security footage. All of it. When they finally agreed to see me, they made me watch it too." I don't say anything. I just let her talk. It's different, seeing yourself like that. Hearing yourself. I couldn't believe it was me. But it was. She sits up straighter. "I've been seeing a therapist. Trying to figure out why I turned into that person." I sip my coffee thinking. Words are easy, Bianca. Actions take time. She nods, glancing around my office. "I've been thinking about what you wrote on that receipt. No job is beneath anyone. Only a person lacks respect." My eyebrows go up, didn't expect her to remember that. "I want to work here," she blurts out. I nearly choke on my coffee. "What?" "As a waitress," she says. "Not management. Not hostess. Waitress." She leans in, serious. "The job I mocked Nina for doing." I search her face for any hint of a scam, but there's nothing. "Why?" "Because I need to understand," she says. "I need to know what it's like on the other side. To actually earn something, not just demand it." "The staff won't be thrilled," I say. "They remember you." "I know." She looks down. "I wouldn't be, either." I think about it. Plenty of risk, maybe some reward. Is this real? Or another act? If I agree, I say finally, "There are conditions." She nods right away. "Anything. You start at the bottom. Minimum wage, plus tips. No special treatment. If you're late, you get written up. If you're rude to a customer or staff, you're out." I lean forward. "You work the full schedule. No calling off for parties, no skipping for shopping trips." "I understand. And you'll have to earn the staff's trust." "I won't force them to like you." "That's fair." I stand up. "That's it. Training starts tomorrow. 6 a.m. Don't be late." Later that morning, I break the news to the staff. Faces tighten. Silas, my head chef, crosses his arms, tattoos and all. "The same woman who called Rafael a Guatemalan busboy? When he's been our head dishwasher for 6 years. That Bianca?" "The same," I say. People can change. But they need the chance to show it." Nina just nods, professional as ever. "Will she be training with me?" "Yes. And I need you to be fair, but firm. No special treatment because she's my sister." "Not a problem," Nina says, a hint of a smile on her lips. Bianca's first day tests me. She shows up at 5:50 a.m., already in uniform, black pants, white shirt. There's real determination in her eyes when I hand her the employee manual. By noon, she's feeling it. I watch from the mezzanine as she tries to balance a tray of water glasses. Her steps are careful, but shaky. One glass wobbles. She keeps shifting on her feet, not used to standing for hours. A table of businessmen snaps their fingers at her, one of them pointing at his empty coffee cup, not even bothering to look at her. I watch Bianca walk over, shoulders tense, then see her force them to relax as she puts on a smile. It looks like it costs her. By closing time, all her makeup's gone. Her ponytail sags. When she thinks no one's around, she leans against the kitchen wall, rubbing her back. I ask, "How is it?" While she clocks out. She sighs. "Harder than I thought. My feet are killing me." I tell her, "You'll get used to it," remembering my own rough start at our grandparents' place. "You coming back tomorrow?" I ask. For a second, she almost looks proud, even though she's exhausted. "Yeah, I'll be here." What surprises me is, she really means it. In the weeks that follow, Bianca never misses a shift. She takes corrections from Nina without rolling her eyes. One night, a customer sends a steak back 3 times, overcooked, undercooked, just not right. Bianca handles it calmly, which honestly none of us saw coming. After closing, while rolling silverware, I hear Raphael say, "The kitchen staff wanted to strangle that guy." How'd you stay so calm? Bianca just shrugs. I used to be that customer. Worse, probably. She looks a little embarrassed. I'm trying to be better. About a month in, I spot something different. She's learning the regulars' names. Mr. Henderson, in every Thursday for the rack of lamb. The Winstons never miss a weekly date night. Miss Fitzgerald always wants extra olives in her martini. Silas asks me one night, as we're going over orders, how's the experiment going? I tell him, better than I expected. Still waiting for the other shoe to drop, though. He nods toward the dining room, where Bianca's showing the new busboy how the tables are numbered. Sometimes people surprise you, he says, especially when they've hit rock bottom. I look down from my office, watching Bianca laugh at something the busboy says. Her face is open, unguarded like when we were kids. For the first time, I start to think this change might actually stick. From upstairs, I have a clear view of table 7. 3 months ago, Bianca's whole mess started there. Now it's 5 women, all designer bags and loud perfume, their voices ringing across the floor with every fake laugh and over-the-top complaint. Bianca glides between tables, moving better than she did at first, though there's still a hint of awkwardness. Her nails are trimmed short and practical now. She wears our black uniform, barely any makeup. She's picked up the ordering system faster than most new hires. Memorized the wine list in 2 weeks. She's different inside and out. The intercom on my desk buzzes. Nina's voice is tight. Leona, we've got a situation at table 7. They're getting difficult. I already know what's up. I seated them myself. What kind of difficult? I ask. They want free appetizers. Said they waited 10 minutes too long. One claims she knows the owner. Who's their server? As if I don't know. Bianca. Good. Let her handle it. I watch from above as Bianca carries over a tray of waters. The woman with the sharp blonde bob gestures sharply, red nails flashing. We've been waiting 20 minutes for our drinks, she says, her voice just loud enough for everyone to hear. Is this how you treat all your guests? Or just the important ones? I recognize the words Bianca once threw the same line at Nina. Bianca straightens a little but keeps her smile. I'm sorry for the wait. Our bartender's preparing your cocktails now. They'll be out soon. The ringleader leans in. Do you have any idea who I am? I'm friends with Leona Cashin. Another one chimes in. I could have you fired with one call. The exact threats Bianca once made. I watch her hands, waiting for a sign she'll crack. She doesn't. I understand your frustration, she says, voice steady. Let me bring you some complimentary spiced almonds while you wait. No attitude, no defensiveness. Just handling it. The blonde snorts. Almonds? What is this, an airport lounge? We want the scallop crudo. Comped. Bianca takes a breath. A month ago, she'd be texting me frantically right now, or making threats herself. She doesn't flinch. The scallop crudo is exceptional. She says, let me check with the kitchen and see if we can speed up your order. The drinks will be out in 2 minutes. As she walks away, one of the women calls after her. This service is pathetic. Is waitressing your big career goal? Because you're not very good at it. The same words Bianca's friend once flung at Nina. I reach for the intercom, finger hovering over the button. Part of me wants to jump in, protect Bianca from this. But stepping in now would undo everything we've worked on over the past month. Bianca needs to face the mirror I've set up for her. Bianca comes back with their drinks on a silver tray, each glass garnished exactly the way we do it here. Every move looks careful, intentional. She serves the hardest woman to please first, then circles the table. Your scallop crudo is being prepared, she says. Chef Silas is adding extra blood orange just for your table. The blonde sips her drink, makes a face. This isn't strong enough, and I told you no cucumber. Bianca's voice stays calm. There's no cucumber in that cocktail, she says. It's celery. But I can have it remade, stronger, if you'd like. The woman shoves the drink aside. Just tell Leona that Danica is here. She'll know who I am. Bianca doesn't flinch. Of course. May I get your last name as well? The woman hesitates. Just Danica. She knows me. Bianca nods. I'll let Ms. Cashin know you're asking for her and be right back with your crudo. She walks away, shoulders squared, straight into the kitchen. I wait for her to come storming upstairs, ready to complain about these women. But on the kitchen camera, I see her pause, take a deep breath, roll her shoulders back, and speak quietly to Silas. No scene, no drama. She just gets back to work. When she comes out, she carries not just their crudo, but a little plate of petite madeleines. With our compliments, she tells them. I've let Ms. Cashin know you're here. She sends her regards, but she's in a meeting with our sommelier right now. It's a perfect professional lie, exactly the kind I'd sign off on myself. The women exchange glances, thrown off. They expected tears, or at least a little flustered panic. Bianca gives them nothing. For the next hour, I watch her handle every complaint, every demand, with the same steady professionalism. They want to change tables halfway through their meal? She handles it without fuss. They insist their salmon is undercooked, it isn't? She sends for new ones. When they demand to know why tiramisu isn't on the dessert menu anymore, Bianca explains that the menu changes with the seasons, then offers desserts with similar flavors. She never loses her composure. No excuses, no defensiveness. She just solves one problem after another, dignity fully intact. When they finally leave, after paying their bill in full, I feel a real satisfaction. Bianca stands at the door, thanking them for coming as if they were the best guests she's had all week. Later, after closing, I find her in the empty dining room, polishing silverware like it actually matters. Her face is thoughtful, almost sad in the low light. Tough table tonight, I say, sliding onto a bar stool near her. She looks up, a half-smile tugging at her mouth. You set that up, didn't you? She asks. I don't bother denying it. How could you tell? They used my exact words from that night. Word for word. She puts down a fork, perfectly polished. I can't believe I used to talk like that. There's real embarrassment in her voice, and it catches me off guard. She's not performing for me. Something shifts inside me, something I thought had turned to stone a long time ago. Everyone has moments they're not proud of, I say. What matters is seeing them for what they are. Yeah, but I wasn't just like that sometimes. I was like that all the time. Her eyes meet mine. I never once thought about how it felt to be on the other side. I pick up a spoon, let it catch the light. Grandpa always said working in a restaurant teaches you more about people than any college degree. She nods, voice soft. I remember. He let me fold the linen napkins when I was little. Told me even that was important. Presentation matters. That memory hits me unexpectedly. I'd forgotten those early days, before everything between us got so competitive and bitter. Before our parents started playing favorites. Do you know why I called this place the Marlowe? I ask. She shakes her head. Grandma said hospitality is like a deep, steady river. It should always be there, a constant you can rely on. I set the spoon down. I always thought she meant the restaurant. But I think she was talking about us. We sit there for a minute, not saying much. All those years, all that tension, it's starting to shift. You're good at this, you know, I finally tell her. The job. You just have a knack for it. She shrugs. I don't know if it's talent, but I'm learning to respect the work. That's a good place to begin. So I stand up. I've made up my mind. I want to offer you a permanent spot. Regular staff, study hours. No favors, just an honest chance. Her eyes go wide. You trust me with that? After everything? I'm trusting who you're becoming, I say, not who you used to be. I reach out my hand, making it official. The job's yours if you want it. She shakes my hand, her grip is strong. Thank you, she says. And she means it. Later, when we're locking up, Bianca stops at table 7 and runs her fingers across the polished wood. I've got some ideas, she says, a little hesitant. For a spring cocktail menu. Nothing that would mess with the Marlowe's vibe, just maybe something fresh. I'm all ears, I tell her. And for once, I really mean it. Friday night, the Marlowe hums with energy. I'm up in my office, watching everything play out below, the servers weaving through tables, plates flashing, crystal glasses catching the light. It's been 7 months since Bianca started. The whole place feels different now. There's this rhythm that wasn't there before. I look over the receipts, best weekend we've had in ages. My eyes drift to the security screen. Bianca's out there, moving between tables, fast and smooth. She laughs at something an old regular says. She actually looks happy. Sometimes it still surprises me. Silas shows up at my door, dish towel hanging from his shoulder. Leona, we sold out of the duck confit. 3rd Friday in a row. That's because your duck confit's amazing, I tell him. He leans in the doorway. Nina said it's nice coming to work now. He glances at Bianca on the monitor. People notice the change. When he leaves, I zoom in on table 7, our VIPs tonight. There's a couple, looks like the guy's about to complain. Bianca walks up, notepad ready, totally calm. I watch the husband stab his finger at his plate, his wife waving him off. 7 months ago, I'd feel sick watching this. Now, I just watch as Bianca handles it. She keeps eye contact, listens, offers solutions. No drama. Just gets it done. Pretty soon, the couple relaxes. My phone buzzes. Dad's texted, just parked, Mom's with him. I find them in the dining room 20 minutes later. Mom kisses my cheek. Dad looks around, proud. Where's your sister? He asks, then spots her, serving dessert. Look at her. Who would have guessed? Catalyst, Mom says quietly. Leona knew what Bianca needed. Dad squeezes my shoulder. You were right. I should have set boundaries sooner. The words still feel new. You did what I couldn't. After closing, I find Bianca at the bar, counting her tips. Everyone else is gone. Good night? I ask, sliding onto the stool beside her. $375, she says, stacking her bills. Only one tough table. I saw. You handled it great. She smiles. Remember my first night? When I showed up with my friends. I open my desk drawer and pull out the framed receipt. $6,880.25, written in neat black numbers. Underneath, my note. No job is beneath anyone. Only a person lacks respect. Bianca runs her finger along the frame. God, I was terrible. You were who we let you be, I say. She laughs. We should hang this in the break room. For the new people. Really? Sure, but keep it where only staff will see. She grins. Our family lesson. I think about it, then walk to the office safe and tuck the frame inside. Maybe we don't need the reminder anymore. I think we've learned it. We stand up on the mezzanine, looking down over the empty restaurant. Tables gleam, chairs tucked in, everything ready for tomorrow. The Marlowe? Bianca says, voice soft. Grandpa would be proud. For the first time, I know it's really ours, not just something I'm guarding from her, but something we're building together. That thought settles inside me, warm as the light spilling out onto the Portland street below.